Welcome everyone to another episode where we track this IPL 2024 at Clueless Insanity. Today we have a short panel. We have Vishal and Avi. Probably all RCB fans chose not to join today because of what you're going to discuss. But of course, Avi and I will still be here. We are always here. It is what it is. I think we should get away the pain first, Abhi. We started off with first match, they were gay. There were some bright shoots. Second match, we crossed. And the third match is a very common RCB performance that I've always seen where the team just refuses to turn up and we lose so bad that our NRI gets punched quite to the bottom. We had yet another and again against KKR. What are your thoughts?
I don't know what KKR will have when they come to Bangalore. Is it the masala dosa which makes them stronger? Especially someone like Sunil Narayan, who loves batting. I'm talking about his batting. Is more successful than any other IPL team. His batting and power play is like, of course, a few of his shots are good to watch. Definitely not if you're in Chinnaswamy Stadium. But yeah, this is like the typical RCB performance. No words.
Yeah, I guess that small laughter showed. I remember in a previous preview, Pramod was telling us he started off like, oh, we should win, and then I hope we don't lose badly. And I think we understood why he meant that, and that's exactly what happened. Although the two of us are smiling and trying to wash over the pain, there's one guy who's not smiling, who's supposed to be smiling. Vishal, what are your thoughts, Vishal?
Um, I was pleasantly surprised by how KKR batted, or rather how RCB bowled. I I don't think RCB turned up in the bowling department, but on a KKR standpoint, I think it's a good start for us. 2 wins in 2 games. Still a lot of work to be done. We weren't the best in the field, and
Yeah.
the middle overs, I thought Andre Russell bowled well, but we need to improve our bowling still, if you ask me, and the fielding for sure if we want to go deep in this tournament.
Yeah. I've I always wondered, we and every single commenter was looking at the pitch and saying, it seems a bit unsure whether 180, 190 was par, below par, and all these spinning deliveries, the slow ones really gripped. And I saw RCB try none of that in the first 6 overs. Do you think like somewhere the strategies of what they plan for is very independent of what's actually happening on the pitches? Like they go very much with thoughts that are drafted on paper and machine and not on the pitch in the center, Abhi.
Absolutely. I mean, you have to be street smart sometimes, especially when you know what happened in the first innings, where Russell took off pace, and not just Russell, even Stark, whenever he bowled more than 140, it was sent to the stands.
Yeah.
Apart from that, all other balls were dot ones, right? So this is something you have to learn quickly. Like you rightly mentioned, I have a draft. It's not necessary you need to follow it. And you saw what someone like Vaishak Vijay Kumar could do when
Absolutely.
he came back. He took off the pace and he ended up giving less than 6 runs per over. So what they lacked was the learning from first innings.
Interesting.
Yeah, and if I can add something, this also I think got to do with how the rules are in this IPL. Bowlers are allowed 2 bouncers, and I think there's still an evolution that needs to be there as to when to bowl those bouncers. I look at small things. If you remember, Yash Dayal bowled a bouncer which went for wides, and you got 5 runs. That's the start that KKR wanted. And if you look at Sunil Narayan, there's a perception that if you bowl short to him, you will get him out. And what was happening is because in this wicket, you had to bowl slower ones, but RCB, I think, stuck to the plan as to bowl short deliveries, and it just went out of the ground in the first 6 overs. And that's where the game was lost,
And also
to
not
be
the
honest.
strength of Yash Dayal. I think his beauty
Yeah.
is in his the guile that he can bowl both the in swinger and out swinger. Just bowl your natural strengths. Learn how to utilize that new ball better. I felt that we really lacked any sort of venom in our bowling, but okay. I think enough people have said enough. We will also say a lot. But before we go to some other questions, um, Vishal, what were your biggest positives? Was it Andre Russell's now bowling performance, given that he already performed with the bat in his first match? What are the key indicators that you found? Are there still like things you want to improve, let's say with Varun Chakravarti and his how he's shown up in the two games? What are your like overall summary of the two games of KKR? They're sitting pretty at top, by the way. They already
Well, they're sitting top, yeah, but just 2 games into the tournament. The biggest positive so far is Andre Russell performed with the bat in the first game, and he bowled really well in the second game. Another big positive, in my opinion, is the form of Venkatesh Iyer. It was important that the Indian middle order that we have steps up because we have very good finishers in Rinku Singh and Andre Russell who can probably chase down any target in the last 5 overs. So moving forward in the tournament, we need our Indian batters to step up, and it was very important for Venkatesh Iyer to score the amount of runs that he did, and also Shreyas Iyer coming back to form. He took his time, but it is very important looking at the bigger picture. So those are the positives for me. And as I mentioned earlier, we need to improve our fielding. I think we have dropped some 10 catches in the first 2 games, which is
yeah,
not done at this level, right? So
it's
if you want
yeah,
to qualify for the playoffs, we need to be better in our fielding effort.
absolutely. I feel like you guys dropped quite a few catches, but none of them actually came back to bite you,
Posted.
which was yeah, which was interesting. Looking at RCB and our setup, there is also some talks about our confidence, Abhi. What about, do you think like we lacked the intent that we should with our batting, and we were a bit too slow? Faf doesn't have the confidence to go all tongues blazing. Cameron Green has not yet had the performances in his kitty to go all guns blazing. Is it just a matter of, oh, it's early season fatigue? It's like, sorry, early season, like slow starting trouble, something like that.
I guess they're not able to complement each other. That is the major problem I feel. If you look at Virat Kohli, who has been successful so far, his way of approaching the game is totally different, say, to Faf or Green or Maxi. Right? So Virat will take his time to build. He's explosive during the power plays, and he'll take his time during the middle overs,
Mm.
and then will try to explore. Someone like Faf would try to go all guns blazing, or Maxi, right? So they're not able to complement each other. I guess there is a gap. They're not able to bridge that. And whenever talking of this bridge, it is the number 3 batsman who
Mm.
actually contributes. Okay, so Rajat Patidar is not in great form. He's not able to do that bridge, and they're trying Green.
Green.
He was, I would say, on and off. Whatever boundaries he could score or the sixes he could score was basically of bad balls. He could not put away the good balls, right? So, uh, what I'm trying to say is the partnerships is contagious, and also that is where you try to get confidence from. That is lacking. I guess it is matter of time for all the big guns to come back to form.
Okay. So matter of time, but is time running out if you lose 2 matches? Maybe. We still have a third one in this, let's say, in our home phase that we have, after which we start going away for a while. Um, so we are heading into a match tomorrow against Lucknow. They are fresh off a quite impressive victory. It's against PBKS. They are also not a very strong team. RCB also beat them. Uh, Short of confidence, maybe, and short of match winners in that side, maybe. But what are your thoughts about this encounter now with LSG? Any changes that you hope in that RCB may?
This question is for me.
Yeah, yeah, in general, both of you.
Yeah, so changes. If you take a cue from LSG, yes, KL Rahul is injured and he's been used as an impact player. Puran is the captain, right? I would probably, this would be a big move. I would probably make Faf as an impact player. Go with three foreigners. If you're bowling first, um, this might be
Controversial.
this might sound ridiculous, but see, I'm always against the idea of having a foreign captain as a I mean, foreigner as a captain because you are taking away one slot, and if he's not in great form, you still have to make him play.
Mm.
Uh, Ideally, someone like Will Jacks, if he was playing at the top of the order, who knows? He might not score great, but say what Salt did for KKR, he scored 20 ball 30 runs. Something like that is also beneficial, right? So my choice would be that, but of course, I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen. But I'd still say get in Jacks and drop
Joseph.
who's that? Algeria Joseph. Drop him, get in Jacks, or swap Joseph with Topley.
All right. Okay. Vishal, how do you think RCB should go tomorrow?
I think it totally depends on which wicket they are playing in. The second match that RCB played at home against KKR, for me, it was not a usual Chinnaswamy wicket in the first half where the ball was gripping and the slow ones played a huge role. For me, if I look at Chinnaswamy, it's always been a batting paradise. So it look if the wicket is going to be similar to what it was during the KKR game, I think Topley should start because he with his height he can get the bounce and he can bowl the slower ones, which would be very useful. Maybe they go for Lockie Ferguson as well. So these are the two changes that I would want RCB to make. Vaishak should start. He bowled really well against KKR. He was another bowler who could bowl the slow ones and into the wicket. So there are resources available for RCB if the wicket tomorrow is like the one that KKR match was played on. We'll see what happens tomorrow.
It also depends on how the available players turn up. Siraj in the second match turned up and he bowled worldy in the last 2 overs, and then suddenly, yeah, day before yesterday, it was just all over the place. So it's very tricky now how we handle this particular mix up, and it's not honestly the best thing we should be discussing. I feel like fans get too emotional. They want everything and everything to go perfect. But cricket, just like life, nothing ever is perfect. Throwing my hat into the game, I feel like we should think something for Rajat Patidar. I feel like irrespective of when he's coming into the innings, you can see that he feels a billion eyes are looking at him, and that's not good. So there is hardly any clarity, and even though he plays 3 balls, gets out, or 4 balls, he's not wasting balls for us. It's just not helping him make momentum. And I felt we missed the trick by not sending DK and sending Rajat at that moment. Um, yeah, it there are many things we could do, but given that Chinnaswamy the pitch has now become actually a slow one. We saw that also in the first leg of WPL. It's not always a 200 scoring wicket. Bowlers should be wary of that. There is something for the bowlers. It's no longer that much of a road, but if you don't utilize it properly, yeah, it will be tough. Okay, now going for the last item, just your thoughts for the match tomorrow. Whom do you think whom do you hope will have a good match tomorrow? Both of you. Yeah.
Whom, as in the player,
Yeah.
or
No,
of
no,
course
no.
we would want,
Uh,
yeah. So
I think in this pitch, it's quite
I
easy.
guess it's I would take up two names, Faf and Maxwell. They have two. These are the two biggest stars and who have not lived up to their expectation, except for Faf's short stay against CSK. So
Mhm.
these two will have to step up because we know whatever the total is in Chinnaswamy, it's very tough to defend, right? So you'll have to put up a big score, or while chasing also, if these two are there and playing well, it's easy to chase. So I'm not talking of bowling. It's more of batting. You'll have to step up, and this will allow someone like Virat to play his natural game. He's not someone who will explode during the middle overs. So
Mm.
it is important for Faf and Maxwell to step.
Okay. And Vishal, your final thoughts?
Well, just to speak something about LSG, because they are the opponents for RCB tomorrow, I'm very interested to see Mayank Yadav bowl. He made his debut against Punjab Kings and he clocked 155 kilometers per hour, which is probably the fastest ball of this year's IPL. And he bowled really well. And just for what happened in LSG's last game, they scored around 200, and Punjab Kings got off to a very good start. And Mayank Yadav was brought in, I think, in the 9th or 10th over, and he got the first 3 wickets
Yeah.
with raw pace and with short balls. So he's very young, and I think he has a very good future. Might play for India as well. So he's someone that I would like to watch tomorrow on how he performs in his second game. And overall, LSG is a very good team. They have very good players. Nicholas Puran is one of my favorite T20 players, and he's been playing really well. So it's not going to be easy for RCB, but RCB have the batting, and if they turn up, I think it'll be a very close contest. And we know what happened last year between these two sides at Chinnaswamy. I think it went to the last ball and a run out was missed. So if both teams turn up, I think it's going to be a cracker.
All right. Interesting. Maybe that's where we end today's conversation on this topic. I will see you guys after the match. Here's hoping that RCB wins. Thank you for the coverage today.
Thank you.
Cheers.